from the basic. What is threat spectrum and what is the motivation? The cyber threat spectrum has two elements into it. One is the threat and the motivation. We start from hacktivism to warfare, and each and every actor has certain motivation. Let's start from hacktivism. Hacktivism is nothing but people who use computer networks and exploit for their social and political causes. And we have heard about a lot of the name hackers very frequently. And hackers doesn't do it for some crime, rather their intention is to have some kind of political and social cause. When it comes to the second actor, which is called crime, these are individuals and they are sophisticated criminals who would like to steal the enterprise and personal information in order to gain some financial mileage. They do it in order, the main motive for the crime is to have money, to earn money. And the third one is about insiders. What's insider? It could be anyone who has been fired from the company last month because of COVID-19. He could go back home and started taking all the information which is in the company and giving an attack to teach the company, you should not fire people. It could be. So this is something called insider. Okay. And the fourth element is espionage. These are all something which is done in a national, state level actors. This is something a government sponsored program where they induce to steal sensitive state information, be it the military information, be it the government information, and then this is done by the private companies in order to attack the governments for some reason. The sixth actor we have is terrorism. Our fifth actors we have is terrorism. Their main objective is to sabotage the computer system that operates. We will be talking some of them in our slides. In the coming slides, I will talk about how they can create problem and how they can create sabotage the entire country operation. And the final one is warfare, where it's something which is very critical and which is dangerous, in fact, which is happening across countries. We have heard about countries launching attack on other countries using cyber security as a threat. We heard about the American election system. We heard about Chinese and Russians, how they are using the system to get into other countries' internal matters. So it's kind of a warfare. So these elements or actors are very important when it's all considered as a cyber threat, cyber attack, but based on the hack idea, I change my name. How the hack differs based on my intent and my motivation, we name it the person as right from hacktivism to espionage to warfare. So this is the first thing which we all need to know when you want to know about cyber security. So out of these 6 elements, 6 actors, we need to focus regardless of your industry. Whether you are coming from finance, government, or you are coming from any other industry, you need to focus on 3 main elements, which is you need to know about. One is crime, which are individual and sophisticated criminal enterprises steal personal information. And they take credit card information, health information, and extort victims for financial gains. This is the crime. The motive is crime. So this is what we commonly, come across to read and hear from newspapers and social media. The second one is espionage. The nation state actors use national intelligence, like the government has its own cyber intelligence, and use this to spy other countries and commit cyber intrusion against companies in the defense of REIN and other private sector entities. The third one is insiders, which we often hear. The disgruntled employee, once he is fired, or if he has been not promoted, or if he is being shouted by the boss, sometimes he can go and sell the information, or he can be a threat to leak the company private information to the outside world. So this is another challenge. So these are, regardless of your industry, these three spectrum, the motive which we need to understand as we want to understand what is cybersecurity is all about. That's good. So we have covered now the first two elements. Let me move on to the next one.